We just want to make sure we just give a big shout out to the Duke Blue Devils right now.
Well, I mean, if I'd have gone to Duke, I would understand that level of debt.
Maryland's a fine school, but Duke's just gonna beat them every year. So.
Yeah. Well, I think there's been a little back and forth through the years, but
No, it's
I will
always been
admit,
Duke victories.
Duke,
What the fuck you talking about?
Duke does tend to get the better of them at basketball overall, but there have been some Maryland victories in there. And if we want to jump to like lacrosse and soccer and some of these other sports, then we're definitely on the higher end of the scale.
It's amazing, it's certain schools how a certain sport is what that school is known for, Like Duke is not known for their football, and they've been good. They've been fairly good for Duke football the last couple of years.
Yeah, they won 9 games a year or two ago, which is that's a solid season.
That's fucking unheard of. But then you talk about basketball, college basketball. You got Duke and there's other schools, but I don't want to talk about those. But I mean, Duke is just known for their fucking basketball.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I mean, I'm a Maryland alum, but if you'd asked me when I was a teenager playing basketball where I wanted to go to school, the answer would have been Duke.
Damn straight it would
have been. so, I mean, they had Leitner, Bobby Hurley, Grant Hill. I mean, great teams. Those back-to-back titles in '91 and '92.
Yeah.
So, I mean, definitely. Now, of course, once I went to a different university, my allegiance has changed a little bit.
Just a little.
But I do still root for Duke when they play anybody besides Maryland.
So what about? So we were talking before the show about the NFL too, about how it's on the decline. Your thoughts on that is something you think it has something to do with Roger Goodell?
Well, I think that since he's become commissioner, they've really just geared up on making money. So everything is all about the dollar. I'll give you an example, and I'm sure it's based on contracts they signed with networks to make the amount of money they could from them. Like 2 weeks ago, I wanted to watch the Denver Broncos San Diego Chargers game, but I don't have CBS because I web base all of my TV and everything. But I did have the NFL Network. Well, they didn't show it on their own network because of a contractual obligation with CBS, and instead, I had to go watch it on my cell phone through Twitter.
And you're bitching because you don't have a Twitter account, and you had to make one.
Well, yeah, I actually had to start. I had to start my own Twitter account just to watch a fucking football game. Yeah.
Nice.
So, which I did, So, and I'm addicted to the NFL. I play fantasy football in 2 leagues, which isn't as many as some of my friends who are in those same 2 leagues. But, it's as I've gotten older, become one of the few hobbies that I still have.
You're married, you got kids, that's a hobby, right? Having a kid
is
a hobby.
Yeah. Well, it's a lifestyle. I don't know if it's a hobby.
You enjoy it, though. I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah, she's 7, so, it's always busy time.
Yeah.
So today we had the other day we had a parent-teacher conference, and we were told that that she likes to talk too much and she gets out of her chair too often.
She's a fucking kid. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird behavior for 7-year-olds these days, apparently.
Fuck.
Even though they don't have gym every day and they only get like a 15-minute recess, but they should stay in their seats and not talk.
When I was 7, so that's like what grade is that? First, second grade?
Second grade. Yeah, she's in second.
So I remember in elementary school having an hour-long recess every day. Every fucking day.
Oh, dude, I had gym every day, and I had 2 different recesses every day. So that was probably 2 hours of athletic activity.
And they're bitching about she wants to get up out of her chair. I wonder fucking why.
Right? Hey, but no child's being left behind.
Fuck that noise. Yes, they are. I cannot wait until my kid gets to school, especially like middle, high school years. I'm going to rain hell down on those bitches.
Jeez.
I am. Like, oh my god. Like, so we had these god awful rules in my high school. Like, you couldn't wear hats for safety reasons. And not that I was a huge hat wearer, but I was like, this is fucking communism. This is fucking communism.
We couldn't wear hats as boys, but girls were allowed to wear hats. Was that the same rule at your school?
Yes. Yes.
So, like, the chicks could wear hats and shit in their hair, but a dude wasn't allowed to wear a hat except for, like, when they had Spirit Hat Day.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that about? It's all equal rights until you get these kind of sexist differences.
It's fucking horseshit, the rules they have. And, I also think that homework is a fucking joke. Like, that would be like me telling you at your job as your boss, okay, you worked for me for 8 hours today. Tonight I need you to go home and do 5 more hours of work. Or let's just say 3. 3 more hours of work. Oh, and by the way, you're not going to get paid for it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to dock your pay tomorrow. Like, that's exactly what the fucking concept of homework is. That's exactly what
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I ended up ineligible for several sports because I felt that way about homework, and I elected not to do it.
It's horseshit. We ask a ton of our kids these days. We ask so much of them at school. We ask them as 7-year-olds to go to school and have a 15-minute recess and sit in their fucking seat all day and not talk. Please don't talk. As a 7-year-old, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I can't even do that, and I'm a almost 40-year-old.
I would go insane. I would literally go insane. I think when I went through high school, that was when the big rule changes happened. We had cops in our schools. We got searched every day when we went into school, and then we got every year. It would seem like we got these crazier and crazier rules. Couldn't wear jackets inside the fucking school. Like, if you were inside the building, you couldn't wear a jacket.
Well, they got no book bag rules now, and they got not for here, but in Maryland, where I used to live, and they had at first they went to clear book bags, and then they went to no book bags.
No book bags, and and the books ain't getting any lighter.
No, they're not.
What the? You're supposed to carry
and the hallways aren't less crowded, so you can get to the locker, put your stuff in the locker, get your stuff out. The hallways are ridiculous.
That shit would have never worked. Like, I went to when I went to high school, my locker was in a different place every year because I was lazy and didn't go in and fucking pick a locker. But even if I had picked a locker, it would have been nowhere near all my classes. It wouldn't have been in a central location. And I think we had
because they send you all around.
I think there was 6 minutes in between classes. Maybe there was 10 minutes. I don't know. But
no, normally it's 5 or 6, man.
So 6 minutes between classes. Sometimes that was barely enough time to walk from one end of the school to the other,
Right.
And I'm not accounting for, like, bullshitting with my friends or having to go change a book,
Right. You just mean making it to class.
Well, when I was in high school, we had to have clear or mesh book bags, and I had, I don't know what was it? It wasn't an LL Bean, but it was the standard mesh book bag. There was one company that made them for everybody.
JanSport?
That was it. That was the motherfucking one. And I had A-B block scheduling in high school, which meant on A days, it switched every week, but you had an A class like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you had your B classes Tuesday and Friday. And they were an hour and a half hour and 45 minutes
long. So you did that deal.
Yes.
When I was in high school, we took 7 class, like we had a 7-class day, and each class was only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So now I will say, because I had a pager, I did have to get frisked for drugs several times.
Were you dealing drugs in high school? That says
not
enough.
all the time.
But, like, so I had 2 book bags. Every year I had 2. I had the same, and I never fucking got a new one, but I had a green and a black one. And basically that was what I took home with me every day. I took, I had fucking massive amounts of books. And I did homework on occasions. I didn't, like, procrastinate against it, mostly because I knew my parents would bring down hell on me if I fucking got bad grades. But I did not study. And I was fortunate enough where I didn't have to study. I didn't study at all, and I made A's and B's. I did. I was just fortunate. Now, not everybody's that way. But I can't imagine the fuck. Like, I watched my sister, who was 18 months younger than me. She went through high school, and she studied from the time she got home all the way till the time she went to bed every fucking night. The chick had no social life whatsoever, and you know there was times that I was never jealous of her, but I felt bad for her. I always felt like fuck, like, but she made straight fucking A's too. And I don't know if she needed to study, you know, to make those kind of grades, or, you know, obviously she needed to study to make straight A's, but I don't know what she would have done, how she would have done otherwise. But I thought that was fucking retarded. Like, when I come home from school, I just spent the whole fucking day at school. This is my job. I go for 8 hours a day to this fucking place I don't want to be and fucking work all day. And when I come home, I don't want anything to do with it.
I mean, honestly, I think that's kind of what you did wrong. See, I went to 8 hours a day and wanted to be there, but I just socialized all day.
Now, it's very true. I mean, I did enjoy my time at school, but I spent it the way I wanted to spend it most days.
Yeah, I mean, I remember days when I wasn't happy and I just would walk and go home.
You know what? I never, you know, I guess I do. I remember 2 times cutting class. And then my senior year was kind of a blur. I did a lot of shit my senior year. I like girls, though, and I had a steady girlfriend. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy, just so you know.
What's crazy?
Steady girlfriends at that age make no sense.
I guess. It meant steady pussy, though. Like, guaranteed pussy is what I guess that meant. Like, anytime I wanted it, I could get it. But when me and her...
Now, if you look back, would that not have been true had you not had a steady girlfriend?
See, I was just about to make that point. Like, when we would break up, I would just get laid other places, you know? So...
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, I've always been a relationship-driven person. So I enjoyed being in a relationship with her. So, I don't know. I know that's not the same for every guy. Some guys don't like being in a relationship.
Yeah. I've only ever been in one relationship.
And that's the one you're currently in now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally the only relationship that I've had that lasted longer than a month with a female.
Well, congratulations to your wife, sir.
Yeah. We've been together since 1997.
God damn.
I know, that's a minute.
It is. That's good, though. You don't see that very much anymore. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Sometimes I really need it.
Well, we're about done with our time here, man. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, shit. I don't even know. I was going to talk about the state of your man Dana White in the UFC. What's going on there?
Talk about it. I have not been keeping up too much on the UFC, so enlighten us.
Yeah. Well, I've not kept up as much as I normally would have because I've been doing a lot of shit with creating these programs at work right now. But I saw that your girl Ronda Rousey's coming back to fight a boxer. And I saw that George St. Pierre is saying he doesn't work for the UFC anymore, and the UFC says he does.
Fire. The UFC is a business now, and not as much. To me, it's not entertaining as it was, say, in 2005. That was like the best year of the UFC for me. That was when BJ Penn was the king, and you know what's his face was still fighting. Chuck Liddell and
Tito.
Tito was still there. I mean, it was
Matt,
still.
I think Matt Hughes was still king shit back then too.
And then Chuck, who's the guy always fighting Chuck? I can't remember his name.
Tito Ortiz?
No, not Tito. The other
or
guy. Randy or no.
Randy Couture.
Randy Couture. Like the UFC was still raw then to me. Like it had come to fruition, and now I feel like it's just a fucking business. Like I don't enjoy fights like I used to. I enjoy watching people get the fuck beat out of them, but I don't think I just don't think that it's the same anymore. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, it's not really. Well, and one of the reasons is because, and they still don't make a lot of money. Like they don't make boxer money yet, unless they're like, you know, Conor McGregor. But you know, if you got fighters that are not really hungry, than the fights lose something.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think like the training tactics have gotten so much better, and so many people, you know, are training at such a higher level than they ever did before. That you have less dominant people, and I think for sports like for combat sports, that's a problem. Because you need to love and hate people, and if everybody's sort of the same, then you're not loving and hating people the same.
I think a lot of sports have come to that. You know, like there's, you know, it's probably the same back in the 60s and 70s in football, how there was like awesome fucking people at football, but majority of people weren't awesome. Now you have all these guys that are fucking awesome, and it's hard to find the fucking great players.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. The thing that, like, and you can't tell so much on TV, but go to a live NFL game, and the most shocking thing is the guy who's 6'3" or 6'4" and 350 pounds looks almost as fast as the guy who's 5'10", 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about 300 and some pounders that are running a tenth of a second slower. And on TV, you can't see it as much, but in real life, I mean, it's just nuts to think of people that big and that strong being able to move that quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the NFL, like, people always talk about, you know, all the fucking 80s Steelers or what, you know, the steel curtain, and I'm thinking any fucking team now would probably run them the fuck over. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you look just through history. There was a time when an NFL lineman weighed 200 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even like those great, the steel curtain defenses that people talk about, their big linebackers were like 220-pound linebackers. Most NFL running backs are that big, if not bigger now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kickers who weigh fucking 190 pounds now. You know, like that was fucking prime time weight back then.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I have no doubt that the change in era, the professionals now are just significantly better than the professionals then. And it's not even those guys. If those guys had been athletes now, it might be a different story. When they were athletes, in the off season, they had a fucking job.
Yeah. Yep.
They went to work at a factory or at a warehouse or doing something. They didn't train all year long, and they weren't millionaires.
They were definitely not millionaires. It seems like everybody in the NFL is a millionaire now. I mean, if you're playing NFL, you're getting, you know, I think the lowest paid guy is probably getting paid, what, $500,000?
I think it's even higher than that now because it's all based on the structure of the salary cap, and it keeps going up because of those TV deals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just crazy.
I agree, though. I don't think that the UFC, I think another bad thing the UFC did is I think they sold. You know, it doesn't belong to who it needs to belong to anymore.
Yeah, it was the Fertitas, right? And they sold it out to some other country, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Who do they belong to now?
I can't remember. I know.
Something W. Oh, let's see. William Morris Endeavor owns it now. WME.
Okay. I don't know. It sounds
Conor
corporate.
McGregor. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Like, he's just such a fucking sorry ass loser. Ugh.
They need guys like that though.
They do.
You see how you don't like him? Yeah. He needs to fight at the right weight class, but at the right weight class, he's a beast.
He is. He's a great fighter. It's just like people I've never been a fucking huge. I don't like St. Pierre either, but he's an awesome fucking fighter. You know?
How do you not like St. Pierre?
I don't like St. Pierre. I lost a lot of respect for St. Pierre when John Fitch beat his ass and they said he didn't. That's when I lost all kinds of respect. I don't know. I've never been a St. Pierre fan. I don't deny the fact that he's an awesome fighter, but I just don't like him. But I'm a huge Tito Ortiz fan too. I love Tito. Like, So.
Yeah. How do you love Tito? See, I always liked Chuck. I never liked Tito. I thought Tito was overrated.
I like Chuck.
And he was a bitch, and he was afraid to fight Chuck for a long time.
I don't know about all that now. I don't know about all that.
Oh, I think it's fairly documented. Tito was the champ. He wouldn't take a fight with Chuck for like 2 years.
I don't know. Maybe he just was trying to get Chuck up to speed before he beat his ass in the ring.
But then he never beat his ass in the ring. He got knocked the fuck out.
I think he beat him once, right? Come on. They fought 3 times.
Oh, maybe he won. Maybe he beat him once. Maybe.
I think he beat him once.
Mostly he just caught one on the chin, though.
You are such a hater, sir.
Oh,
well, that is
what's the dude's name for Friday?
From what?
Are we?
What's that?
From Friday. Tiny Lister, when he gets knocked the fuck out. Craig
Jesus. Yes.
Craig and Smokey all up over top of him. That's what Tito looked like after those fights.
Oh, my God. Jesus, just lay it on thick, buddy. Yeah, well, I appreciate you being on, man, tonight. I do.
Yeah, brother.
Get you back on.
Yeah, it was a great time. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. Just hang on. We'll chat after.
All right, brother.